Hey guys, welcome to the hopefully now finale of Katawa Shoujo. We're horrible at determining what finales are. Scoot closer, dumbass. So, you ready?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
The tiny wings of the cardboard crane in my fingers are only just visible in the dim lights of my room. Just a little of the moonlight being able to peek through the curtains and around their edges. I lie still in my dark bed for a long time, idly looking up at the little origami bird.
Jason!
Sean! Lilly! Hisao!
Misha!
Hisao! Oh my god, it's the movie 2012! Misha is the apocalypse. I almost said apocalypse.
Misha Apocalypse?
Yes, the Misha-apocalypse. Feels a lot's happened since Lilly folded this, but at the same time, it feels very little has changed. Compared to everyone else, I'm back to square one. I might have a newfound idea of where I want to go in life, but it's hardly something that affects me now. Hanako's changed, I know that much. If anything, she just makes me feel like I've got no excuse to be like this, considering her previous? She drives a fucking Prius. Her Prius situation. Lilly, though, turned the bird in my fingers another way, looking at it from yet another angle. When I first met her, she seemed aloof and perhaps somewhat distant. Her actions were always careful, measured, and precise, and her carefully maintained composure always gave that appearance of an unerring confidence and serenity. In time, she became less formal, just a bit, but enough. It felt good to see her lowering her inhibitions. Jesus Christ, Donovan.
Inhibitions.
Fuck off. Around me and opening up, even just a little, of her own accord. It felt as if I was seeing her real self slowly become more vibrant and visible. Now, though, I'm beginning to have doubts. Perhaps they were to be expected after what is, effectively, the two of us breaking up. They don't feel new or strange, though, but rather like an old book being found and dusted off. It smells like hell.
What?
The book being dusted off and shit.
Oh.
Wow.
I was too busy paying attention to my hair because I moved it.
Jesus Christ.
Over my ear.
I soon realized after meeting. I'll give you the fucking Ayano hair clips.
Let's not put.
Here, Ayano, stay.
But isn't Ayano dead?
Shh. She took a step down from command. She's not dead.
No, she's dead.
JK, she's dead. I soon realized after meeting Lilly that she saw me as she did Hanako, as someone who needed help and care. At first, I simply thought that we'd be fine as friends, helping each other out through our limited time together in school. Then I began to treasure our moments together more and more, from our quiet walks to our talking over lunch. The good sides of her personality became ever more obvious and ever more likable. The absence caused by Lilly's trip to Scotland to visit her long-distant family and sick aunt only made me realize how much I liked being around her, and I had thought that she felt a similar way. Where is it?
Where's what?
I have my own paper crane. You're just not as well made. No! For her, though, maybe it wasn't everything to our relationship. Even after she returned to Japan, that just meant she lost her family once again after meeting them for such a brief time. She lived so much of her life without her family around, not to mention with Akira working long hours, that she had little choice but to be like that. I had thought her sense of independence to be good and admirable trait. It was a stark difference to my reliance on my parents before my heart attack, as reluctant as I may be to admit it. However, it also meant that she never let people get close to her. She lost her family likely due to her blindness and went to a different school from anybody she knew because of it, and worked all the harder to make sure she didn't end up a burden on her sister and those around her. And now Akira's going to Inverness, just like the family she thought she had lost. She never told me of her plans, as conflicted as she was about them. Lilly didn't want to be a burden on anyone, including me. I'm an idiot.
Baka.
I never questioned it, I never tried to be there, or asked when she needed me to. I just set up my life, and I expected it to be that way forever, with the two of us having a nice long relationship where we pushed ourselves forward towards our future together. A small pit of frustration and anger at myself wells up in my chest. I just let everything happen, never even trying to help Lilly. Just her being there was enough. I thought I could keep going if that were true. But that can never have been enough. It was a childlike dependence on somebody, without any attempt to understand or help the situation. Thanks to that, I lost Lilly. I lost the one person I loved the most, because I wasn't there for her when she needed me.
Can I do narrations?
Why?
Because I'm not going to do a little bit of talking for a while.
No. Just still Husel's thoughts.
No, I mean like the long paragraphs.
No, those are still Husel's
I
thoughts.
know, but reading voice.
You'll be fine.
Reading voice, Donovan. It's
You'll
the
live.
finale.
No! With an increasingly angry feeling washing over me, I turn over and set the crane back on the desk next to my clock, at the place where it has lived since the day she folded it for me.
But Donovan, never been able to do my reading voice.
Fuck off!
Says it yes.
No. Since that day when she herself said that my burdens needn't be my own, the obnoxious bright red numerals of my alarm clock shine through the darkness of my room and onto my tired eyes. 10 o'clock. Evening. Curfew will be soon. But it doesn't mean now. I wonder... Kita mentioned that they'd be leaving this evening. I have no idea exactly when their flight is, but that means that there's a chance, however small, that they might not have already left. Adrenaline starts to move through my body as I sit up on my bed, my eyes suddenly wide with possibility. Don't forget your meds. There's no guarantee they haven't left. Indeed, it's likely to be that they already have, but there's a chance they haven't, however small it might be. Just this once, just as I should have before. I stand up and rush over to my cabinet, throwing out some clothes as fast as I can and sliding them on in quick succession. Each second that goes by is a second that I can't regain, a second that may mean the difference between catching them and losing them forever. Even if I fail, I have to try. I just can't let her leave everything behind without even trying to stop her. Without, just this once, being there for her. With my last of my clothes slipped on, I hastily grabbed the phone off the desk. Luckily, the number of the local taxi company is still in my call history. A gruff, unenthusiastic voice announced the name of the company while I pace around the room. It takes some effort to slow down my voice and keep it clear over the phone. What?
So you want to go to Arabia? Okay, hold on.
Fucking jet lands down on you, Maku.
That'll be $50,000, sir.
I don't have that kind of money.
Well, since I'm here, let's go.
Well, fuck! The chilly night air sweeps against me as I open the dormitory door, but nevertheless I keep up my brisk speed as I half jog, half run out to the school gates, regardless of my fucking disability. Great. It may not be curfew just yet, but it's precariously close. If there were a guard around, they have no doubt some questions for me, but it looks like I've managed to come out just before they arrive, or they're around a corner. My pace picks up as I make my way through the school gardens, their nighttime allure all but lost when I begin to run to the school gate. The lamps in the courtyard, dim as they are, provide just enough illumination to light the way and prevent me from tripping over. The buildings themselves take on a rustic, almost antique-looking edge when I glance at them. Looking back, it seems strange that they once appeared so dark and looming to me. Now they just look like somewhat anachronistic school buildings, same as any other bar their age. Leaving the gates behind me, I pull up to a stop just before the taxi, parked just as Akira's car had been. Its gaudy and brightly lit sign looks out of place in the quiet country backdrop. I patiently squeeze myself through the door, giving the driver an address where the two should hopefully be staying. I hope I don't have to pay the bitch. By the time the taxi pulls up after a trip in maddeningly casual speed, it's well and truly deep into the night. The house is full of enormous, its sheer size much larger than I expected, honestly still. Fearing the worst, I ask the driver to stay just in case my efforts are for naught. Single pressing the fancy intercom system outside the gate produces a short electronic melody in the otherwise silent road. It's not long before a somewhat deep, gruff voice can be heard from it.
This is the Hakamichi residence. Please state your name and why you're bothering us this late.
Press on, despite inwardly wincing at the reasonable annoyance audible in his voice. It's Hisao Nakai. I was hoping to meet Lilly Akira, or if they're still here. Surprisingly, I managed to summon quite some energy to my voice, enough to make the other side of the intercom silent. A few seconds pass just before I press the button again and ask what's going on. A light turns on outside the front door. I strain my eyes to make out who's coming through, but as she comes past a large parked car with fishing rods sticking out of the back, her identity becomes clear. It's Hideki.
God.
Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna read the proper pronouns. His face is typically placid and emotionless when he saunters up to the gate. He's still childlike in his mannerisms, despite his demeanor. With the press of a few buttons from behind the fence, the gate slowly opens. Hisao, what are you doing here? I think this is the most emotion I have heard from his voice, not that it would be hard to reach that mark. Akira told me that since she and Lily would be staying here before they left their flight, I need to talk to Lily just one last time. Are they still here? The look on his face says everything. I failed. I was too fucking late. The one time I actually needed to act quickly, and actually it's possible. What? What is? Tell me, girl! Where? Oh my god! Shut up, Hideki! Shut up, Hideki! I fucked up. He's a bit taken aback by my fervor, but I can't help it at this point. Well, I found it long ago, only a few minutes before you arrived. In fact, if you go straight to the airport, you might be able to... Isa, where the fuck are you going? I dart back towards the waiting taxi, grabbing what little money is left in my pocket, and as I go, shut up and bring me to the airport!
He holds it out like a gun. Take me to the airport!
Thanks, Hideki! With that, I take a seat and in a short order bark out my destination. Airport! You don't have to yell at me, jackass!
Hey man, I'm just doing my job.
I'm sorry! My chest beats wildly as I tear down the street. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. My body twisting this way and that to slip between the pedestrians walking back and forth beside me. With the road solidly blocked by taxis and other cars, dropping off passengers and picking up others in the time they have to wait, we ended up having to stop almost a block away. But that's in the past now. What matters is reaching Lilly. One foot hits the ground, the other quickly follows without the slightest thought, as if my legs had taken on a life of their own. And all my mind can do is concentrate on the view ahead of me. Just one glimpse of that long hair of hers, that long yellow hair that was the same color as the wheat that stretched out as far as the eye can see. In the end, I depended on Lilly, just as Hanako did. Even after we started going out, it still didn't feel like she had really ever let herself depend on me. Except for one moment. That one moment where we held each other tightly on that bright yellow field. At that time, she must have feared losing me just as she did everyone else. That's why, just this once, the night air wraps around me, draining every last remnant of warmth out of my body, to the extent that it feels more like midwinter than a summer night. My fingers, my hands, my feet, they're all increasingly cold. The sound of the passing crowds is reduced to no more than a background hum, while the sound of my shoes hitting the pavement echoes loudly. Every step surging towards the person I have to catch. Forced by my chest tightening in response to the cold of the night, I rest an arm over it and try to settle it down, and continue running. When the airport comes into view, though, I realize this feeling as one I felt before. Not now. Of all the times for this, please not now. Fuck off, heart. Don't go doki doki.
Oh, okay.
Okay, don't go, like, in rhythmic.
Don't go doki
Don't go doki doki. Like,
go doki doki. Okay? Alright, I got you. Doki.
No, that's not what I meant! Take a gulp and soldier on regardless, pushing my body as far as it'll go. Sweat pours off me as I hurtle forward, my shoulder hitting someone's side, my mind suddenly flooding with emotions and memories. I continue on without an apology. I have to keep moving now. If I stop, I'm not sure I can begin again, even if it would all be for naught if I'm not in time. I hit another person, then another, offering little resistance to getting bounced around. My feet feel numb, my arms are losing all feeling, my chest forces me to hunch over awkwardly, tightening ever more. That afternoon in the snow, the time when my life irreversibly changed. Images of Inwanako and that damned letter flash over and over in my mind. The first love I'd lost to, thanks to my condition. Can't let that happen again. I don't care what happens to me anymore. I just need to see her one last time. There! Right there! Be free! Anyway. A sliver of yellow and white comes into a view some distance down the road. Her figure silhouetted by the lights fuck, I know how to pronounce this word too. Emanating, yes. From the airport entrance. Look at that girl. Her mouth is crooked.
And her eyes seem very odd.
Far apart. Lily! Lily, stop. Please, Lily! Come on, Lily. I know your hearing's far beyond normal. Oh, fuck.
Lily!
My view suddenly spins out of control and ends up on the ground, my body haphazardly sprawled after hitting someone and stumbling over. Before I can assess the damage, an unbelievable pain ignites my body. All my thoughts are blanks as I curl up and frantically, close enough, clutch in my chest.
Frantically. Hey, are you okay? That was a really bad fall.
You sound just fine. This pain, I can't... Very enthusiastic.
What the fuck, man? Okay, chill out, Satan.
Any sharp knock can do me in. Any overexertion, I thought I could overcome my limits this once.
Something's wrong with him!
Obviously!
What's the matter?
The voices of those gathering around me gradually replaced by loud ringing in my ears. By now, I'm unable to move my head. My eyes turn upwards to see the mute moving of their lips. Oh my god, I'm deaf. Even as I clutch my chest, I realize I can't feel my fingers anymore, nor my feet. It feels like my entire body's shutting down. I wonder if I'm dying.
Starting with my extremities.
Feels like I'm dying. With one last effort, I turn my head down the road towards the airport entrance that's casting its light over me. Lily is there, behind the crowd. Her head is tilted, but only just slightly. I can feel my vision dimming as I try to yell out, but nothing emerges from my mouth despite my best efforts. Slowly but surely, my vision begins to black out, the scene before me. So, this is the way the world ends.
It's the end.
No, the world. No, that's not funny.
No.
It's I failed. I was so close, so very close, but at the last moment, my condition seized my chance at a new life and dragged me back. Hey, bitch, you're not escaping. Thank you, Kokoro. Now I'm going to die, sprawled out just meters from an airport, with a crowd of battling people surrounding me, and with Lily leaving Scotland just a little bit distance ahead. Lily. Last word extinguishes the last of my energy. My world falls into a deep, inescapable blackness as every muscle in my body shuts down. I'm sorry, Lily. I was too late. Are we still gonna make this finale?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care.
You don't care.
This is the end.
What's going on? As I slowly open my eyes, a bright white light assaults my retinas.
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 It's retinas.
Antennas. He said was an ant this whole time. Plot twist. Turns out this is Hisao all in a coma and he's dreaming like his disability and shit. You know how much of a mindfuck that would be? No. For
dreaming Hisao.
For minutes, I just lay where I am, mindlessly staring ahead while my scattered thoughts coalesce on my slowly waking mind. Slowly but surely, the white begins to come into focus as a bare expanse begins to be drawn across my field of vision. It's only when the light fixture comes into view that my mind clicks that this is the ceiling above me. I'm gonna turn it up a little.
I don't think there's any.
I know, not yet. Slowly levering myself up, I slowly absorb through all my senses the details of the room I'm in. Smell and taste of strong bleach hang in the air, lending the impression of a place just slightly too clean to be natural. Oh god. Hospitals.
I hate hospitals.
Yeah, inoffensive, pale peach-colored walls, all perfectly painted without a crack, stain or imperfection. A single framed painting hangs on the wall, perfectly straightened, like the walls. It's boring as inoffensive as can be. My attention is grabbed by the translucent curtain waving across my vision, my eyes following it to the open window it covers. When I've moved my right arm to try to lift myself up and look through it, I can feel the catheter dig in uncomfortably. It's only now, too, I notice the cannula tubes winding around my cheeks and into my nose. After some fidgeting, I settled for just looking around the corner of the window. Beyond the thick leaves of several large trees, I can see the greenery below, backing out into a field, customary island of green on the outskirts of the city. Judging by the sign outside, it's noon. Of which day, though? I have no fucking clue. So, I'm in a hospital again. I let a long, tired sigh, so I tried to collect my scattered thoughts. What?
Wouldn't it be from the mouth because he has tubes in his nose?
Shut up. My mind seems cast in a dozen directions all at once, with many emotions running through me. After slowly lying back down, I decided to start at the beginning. Why am I here? Cast my mind back, I can't exactly work out a smooth recollection of what happened, the events of last night, or whatever fucking night it was. Come back as more of a series of snapshots in any more than cohesive memory. Lying on my bed looking at the origami bird. Talking to Hideki outside the Hakamichi residence. Running down the street, passing pedestrians and bumping into more and more of them. Falling. Looking up at the searingly bright airport entrance, seeing Lily's back as I lay on the ground. Yeah! The silence of the private room suddenly feels overwhelming. So that's it. I had my chance to correct my mistake, and I fucked it up. Whether I was at fault for neglecting my medication, nice job, dumbass, and disregarding to pace myself, or my body was for giving out so soon, it doesn't matter now. All that matters is that, once again, I'm alone. pastel blue pillow yields with little resistance as I let myself fall back onto the bed. Its starchy case, along with starchy sheets, provide little comfort. Compared to the darkness of last night's events, the bright light of the room around me is striking. All it does, though, is emphasize how otherworldly places like this are. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. It was a miracle that you were able to go along so long without anything happening. Punch. They said. And then it did. My condition had taken away everything. While at school was of no importance anymore, my home was reduced to a faraway place. Both my friends and my first love simply stopped visiting after a length of time. I became cynical and embittered, distant and subdued. In my defense, though, no person could avoid that after such a thing happening to them. But nonetheless, I left the hospital a very definitely changed person. Whatever you are, Ayano, though, when you had arrhythmia, like, could Ayano leave the hospital being the same person? Ayano's just unusually cheerful. Things changed. I made new friends in Hanako, Shizune, and Misha. I found a new sense of home in my dormitory, new interests in science and the world around me, and I found a direction to my life that I had never felt before. But I also discovered other things. The sense of isolation in Yumaku and the surroundings were not entirely unwelcome. The quiet giving a peace of mind as I might have not found elsewhere. But it gave the area a feeling of being pushed out of the way, of being kept out of sight. People in the streets would sometimes glance awkwardly, or quickly turn their heads as they realized they were staring. Even if my condition wasn't visible, my uniform was. Even if it were, I was still different. I took 17 pills a day, morning, midday, and night. My scar, though hidden behind clothing, was still a permanent mark of my condition. And most of all, there was a very real possibility of death. Bad fall, an absent-minded hard hit on the back, a simple sprint taken too far. Anything can set my heart off, and several times I teetered on the edge of the abyss, even with all the care I took of myself. That was fine. I could have lived with all that. Because there was one thing I had finally found, or rather refound, after entering Yumaku, which was once again snatched before my eyes. Slowly now I realized just how delicate my newfound sense of happiness was. Everything depended on her. The linchpin of my life since I first entered Yumaku was a sullen, confused, and aimless transfer student. Lilly Sato was the one person I could depend on above all others, and who reciprocated the love I felt for her. But I failed her, and realized it all too late. Thought I could just set up my life and continue that way forever. But the real world doesn't work like that. I finally realized the meaning of those words, only to be struck down as I confronted my failure to do so in time. The surroundings I'm in now are all too familiar, as if Yumaku was but a dream, and I'm still recovering from my first major heart attack. Dream. Maybe that's why I feel so tired. It feels almost as if I've lived the entire last few months of my life in a space of minutes. I'm going back to fucking sleep. What if my eyelids close my eyes, my physical and mental exhaustion letting me offer no resistance? Unintelligible mumbling comes from ahead of the bed and stirs me out of my sleep. With my eyes still closed, I can focus and make out someone, presumably a nurse, bidding farewell to a doctor. As I open my eyes, I know fuck. I notice the door closing my peripheral vision. The doctor stands, reading some notes off the clipboard held in his hand, carefully looking over some of the pages. After consulting his obviously very important documents, he looks up and notices my gaze. It's now that I notice something slightly odd about his expression and general disposition, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Ah, I see you're awake, Mr. Nakai.
His quick glance to my bed end and to verify my name shows that his documents obviously didn't have it written on them.
I must admit, this is a bit unfortunate. Your parents visited just early while you were asleep. I can notify them you're awake now, if you'd like.
Thanks, that would be good. I give a somewhat dazed reply, most likely the one he'd expect, before really thinking about what I'm saying.
Not a problem. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, I'll be happy to answer them. That is, unless you prefer to rest. The anesthetics, still going to be affecting you a bit, I'm afraid.
Anesthetic.
Anesthetic.
Oh, the anesthetic.
Anesthetic.
Anesthetic. The aesthetic. Of course. That's why I felt so strange the first time I woke up. I slowly shake my head, not wanting to dislodge any tights or cause myself any more discomfort than necessary. The doctor politely puts down his clipboard response. Guess my main question is, what the fuck happened?
To put it simply, you've unfortunately had another heart attack. While not as severe as your first, you're very lucky it occurred so close to a hospital. I'm surprised it's not as bad as the first. After being stabilized, you were taken to the operating room. What followed was keyhole surgery in order to insert a temporary pacemaker.
Fucking just brings in Sora's keyblade. Keyhole surgery! Whack!
Live! Live! All in all, the incident happened 2 days ago, with emergency treatment being carried out very soon afterward. Since then, we've kept you under close observation while you were asleep.
Will I be alright? Are there any lasting problems?
Compared to the procedure carried out for your first heart attack, this is relatively minor. While you will have to go surgery once more in a few days' time, we have to go once more in a few days' time to remove the pacemaker. Assuming there are no complications, there should be no lasting implications.
Jesus Christ. He continues talking, the subject shifting to a repetition of facts about arrhythmia and my medications that I already know for the most part. I start to nod in faint interest while my mind drifts. I begin to think about how perfectly hung the inoffensive painting on the wall behind his shoulder is, and how neat and sterile the surroundings are, even including the doctor himself.
If my mumbling bores you, you are quite welcome to say so. Lord knows I lose track of myself sometimes.
He gives a short chuckle at his self-depreciating joke, as I grimace awkwardly. Fucking angel, goddammit, cat!
Don't eat it, Donovan. Don't eat it. I hate you.
As I grimace awkwardly, having rather been badly caught out. Doctor's chuckle sounds different from that of the nurse at Yamaku, though. Come to think of it, as I ponder why, I realize that the man in front of me feels just that little bit off. His smile is neat and sterile. He delivers his little joke perfectly with the customary inoffensive chuckle. It's like, rather than talking to the man whose name is neatly printed on the name tag, I'm merely interacting with an actor reading off a pre-rehearsed script. Every action having been choreographed beforehand.
Oh, but you can say that, but you can't say fucking library correctly.
Choreographed?
Yes.
Yeah, I know how to say that word. So he has to be this way, though, being a doctor. He has to keep his neat and sterile smile while chatting to the girl with cancer slowly spreading through her body, while reassuring the woman who will surely die from childbirth, and with every other terminally and critically ill patient.
They can't reassure people.
You're not allowed to?
No, they're not allowed to. If you're dying, they're going to straight up tell you, hey, you're dying. They have to. They can't give you false hope.
That little bit of distance, that little bit of aloofness. Makes me wonder if I've been too harsh, especially considering that it's a disposition far from being adopted by only people in his profession. After all, the one I loved kept the same distance from others herself. Looking up to the doctor again, I realize I've been in the spot with my head bowed for some time.
I understand you must still be tired. You've been through a lot, and as I mentioned before, the anesthetic would still be affecting you. If you don't mind, I'll let you get some rest until your parents get woken up for you.
I think that would be good. Thank you. He gives a curt nod before picking up his clipboard and makes his way to the large white door in the corner of the room, closing it behind him with a thud. In the end, I'm alone. All alone again.
All alone again.
Lilly's gone, Akita's gone, Hanako would be traveling, and even my parents have already left the hospital.
On the road, all alone again.
4 pale peach walls, 1 white ceiling, and a single open window to look out towards the outside world. I keep fucking up these lines, but fuck it. It's hard to think of the future when the past is crowded around you, claustrophobic in its neat, sterile, starchy, bleach-smelling grip. Lost for what to do or to focus on, I content myself with sleeping the time away as if it was all just another dream like Yamaku had done. White. Sterile, clean white for a sterile, clean room. My eyes open, and I simply stare at the ceiling for some time. It's about as interesting as a television would be, mounted in its metal rack hanging off the ceiling head of the bed. Indeed, the television saw its entire use during the time my parents were here. Wow. Left on quietly as they waited for me to wake. So, it was almost as banal as it had been the first time I ended up in the hospital.
And we know that this is going to be a very long part. It's already very long as it is, but we are very close to being done.
And yeah, there's just no point in stopping now.
Yeah.
Earlier today, an attending nurse had offered to turn off the EKGs. Fuck! Speakers! I refuse simply because the sound is so entirely normal to me now. It's almost comforting in a way, that monotone-like regularity at least gives some feeling that time is moving in a place such as this. After some time of listening to its beeping while I fully awaken, though I realize there's another sound in the room. Concentrating all my efforts on listening, a task made rather easy by the lack of distractions, a tiny, teeny melody can be heard. Light and quiet, the music sounds almost fragile, as it's dwarfed by the EKG's pulses.
I almost did it again. I could hear it.
Fuck off. Tilting my head just slightly to the side in an effort to see the source of the melody without dislodging any of the sensors or pipes stuck on me, I noticed a little wooden box sitting on the nightstand next to the bed. My mouth opens just slightly while I suddenly watch the tiny yellow metal drums slowly rotate inside, the little bumps on the surface gradually moving in and out of sight. This music box, it's the one I gave... The creaking of the door breaks me out of my reverie, my head and heart remaining still as my eyes turn to see who comes through. Long tan skirt, peach off-the-shoulder sweater, pale, almost porcelain skin, blue clouded eyes, and long yellow hair. All I can do is stare as Lily slowly walks into the room, her fingers lightly running over the wall for orientation, and my mind comes to a shuddering halt. Lily? She stops mid-stride, her entire body tensing.
Hisao? Is that you?
Her voice is quiet and pensive, echoing her expression. I thought you were... Lily takes one tentative step forward, then another, as if she were hurling herself back. Her control over her composure is for naught, though, and she finally rushes over to where I lay as the last of her resistance falls.
Well, the kids are finally taken out of his nose.
Yeah, I know.
Or else this would be a very ugly picture.
But real.
He has, like, rings under his eyes, just like... Oh.
I'm slightly taken aback and when she grabs a hold of me, hunching over as tears begin to fall from her cheeks. God damn it! I have one job and I'm fucking it up!
Can I read?
No.
Please?
No. Cheeks, since only minutes ago I thought she was on the other side of the world. After a moment of hesitation, I rest my right hand on her soft shoulder.
Please.
No, read.
Hisao. Hisao. I want to read.
Why?
'Cause...
You don't want to be Lily, do you?
No, it's not that. No, I think the reading voice would be good for this.
No. I wanted to be Hisao. I'm gonna be fucking Hisao!
Dick.
Jackass.
Slut.
Whore.
Asshole.
Juggalo Mikado.
Bitch! And that is true.
Lily's body trembles as her tears blot the dark blue sheets, her emotions flooding through her carefully maintained exterior.
And it's Juggalo.
With her face now closer and made easier to see for her pale skin being lit by the sunlight from the window, I notice her cheeks being redder than they should be. It's okay, Lily. I'm okay. You don't need to. She rights herself quickly, her crying forcefully stifled with both sadness and stubbornness remaining in her moistened eyes. Her prideful nature, always having been something to contend with, takes me off guard.
Stop telling me not to worry about you, Hisao. Just this once. Let me cry.
I'm caught speechless. She waits for a response, but her composure breaks again after a handful of seconds. I swallow hard, trying to settle my own emotions, while she leaps onto my bed, a strange mixture of relief and depression welling up. Lily's here. She's really here. If I couldn't feel her skin under my hand, I hardly believe my own eyes. My efforts weren't for nothing. My body's intent to take everything away was important to me once again has been foiled. But now I feel as happy about it as I thought I would. Seeing her here crying like this over me, this is the one thing I wanted to avoid since coming to love her. No, ever since leaving the hospital. I'm sorry, Lily. It's my fault I'm here. I shouldn't have tried to push myself so far. I gave a self-depreciating snort. After months of keeping myself together so no one would be worried about me, I went and did something like this. I guess I'm pretty dumb. With a couple of sniffs and a long breath, Lily manages to pull herself together and calm down a little. Despite her red cheeks, moist eyes, and the lines of her tears still visible, she delicately wears that weak smile she seemed to so often give.
You needn't blame yourself. I'd heard later that it happened as you were running down the road after me, right?
Still. She wipes her eyes with the back of her hand, returning more to her old self as the rush of emotions wears off.
Why did you run after me, Hisao?
I moved to respond, but noticed her face tightening.
Even after I'd said goodbye, and I'd left Yamato Academy.
She takes a moment to steady herself, her emotions almost bubbling up once again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry.
Sorry?
For the times when I wasn't there when you needed me. Until now, I thought that you just being there would be enough. I only needed you by my side to make any day feel better. Even if my body may be like this, I want to help you, Lilly. To be there when you need someone.
But you were always there, Hisao.
Why did you want to go to Scotland, Lilly?
Why? I told you before. Because Akira was going, and because of my family's sons to their home.
Why didn't you say that you wanted to go?
I'm
not stubborn often, but I think this is the one time I need to be. I want you to stay here, Lilly. I want you to stay where everyone you know lives, where all your dreams and ambitions were made. If you choose to stay, I'll never leave your side. I won't let you lose another person. When I had my heart attack, I was snatched away from everyone and everywhere I knew. You showed me a new life after I came to Yumaku. I had lost my past, but you showed me a future. Fucking god.
You're killing the moment.
I know, right? I don't know, you tend to kill moments sometimes too.
I don't know what you're talking about. Breaking.
Exactly. It's true that I haven't always been there for you. I'm unreliable. Sometimes I lied. And I thought I'd come to understand you when I haven't even understood myself. Be that it may, I want to give you a future as well. I want to be there for you, to share both your burdens and your happiness, just like I promised back in Hokkaido. I want you to trust me. I know I had my problems coming to put my trust in you after losing so many people I had known after my heart attack. But that's how I know that being unable to trust others can feel awful. That's why I just can't want you to throw everything away like this. I never want you to go through what I did. I would do anything to stop that.
You can be quite steadfast when you want to be, can't you?
As I said, it isn't often. My weak smile drops, though, as the ivy in my arm digs in a little. It's a harsh reminder of the tether to my condition. Lily's face intenses as I let out a small gasp of pain, immediately making wish I'd stifled it better. All I can do is sigh in defeat. Try not to let anyone worry over me for the entire time since I left the hospital, but I can't even stop the one person I love most from crying over me. Even if I might finally be able to put my feelings into words, I feel pretty useless with a body like this. Every time I tried to reach out towards something, it was just snatched away, and even now, things only turned out to be better due to luck. Guess that's something else I should apologize for. All I can ever do is make you worry. Even now, there's very little chance I'll live anywhere near a full life. The feeling of Lily's warm, soft hand moving over my left cheek makes me lift my head up. Her smile gentle and warm as she touches me.
Oh shit. I totally zoned out.
Digging the music?
Yeah, I totally zoned out. I think that is something very natural for you to say. You're always so sincere and self-conscious. You're also reserved and mild-mannered, impatient to a fault with Hanako, yet curious about everything and everyone. When I said I missed you while I was with my family, I wasn't lying or exaggerating. The thought of you was never far from my mind. It helped me through that time. That's why I was so confused about what to do when my family summoned me. Even after I thought I made my decision, you tried your hardest to challenge me about it. I didn't confess to you out of pity or believing you were somehow different from what you are. I confessed because I never want to lose you, and want you to always be part of my life, no matter what might change. You're a very beautiful person, Hisao. Your heart changes none of that, so please don't apologize for yourself anymore.
For a long time, silence reigns in the room. Not really sure what this newly born feeling inside of me is, but it pales into insignificance as I weirdly gaze at Lily's smiling face, warm and gentle as it has always been. It's only her thumb across my cheek, wiping away a single drop of moisture, that I realize that this is all I have ever wanted. For what feels like the first time, I give an earnest, wide smile. As Lily feels it against her palm, she returns the gesture. More time passes before either of us say a word, neither of us needing speech to communicate our feelings to each other. I know I can't promise you that I'll always be around, or that we'll be together forever. With some difficulty, I slowly lift my hand, placing it on her pale shoulder. But I think I can at least take you to next year's Tanabata Festival to make up for making you miss this year's. Lily's expression is one of surprise, though I can't say I blame her.
You remembered that?
Got a pretty good memory. Sometimes. She raises her head a little and takes her hand from my cheek, giving a small, amused giggle. I smile absent-mindedly at how earnest it is, almost girlish in its lightness. Still smiling warmly, she collects herself and stands upright with a hand resting on my chest. Feels like I'm seeing her for the first time. The sun from the window glowing behind her, just as it did when I first walked into that room when she was drinking tea.
She's an angel. Very well then. Shall I make it a promise between the both of us to go to next year's Tanabata together?
Even if she can't see me doing so, I nod approvingly. I promise.
I promise. Is that it?
Let it fade out first.
Yes.
Oh, credits.
Woo!
Well, there's still a picture afterwards. Wait, actually no, there is still stuff afterwards.
Ah!
We got a little more. We're almost done, okay?
Are they in Scotland?
No. They're still in Japan. However, Lily's name's playing now. Akira, Lily, and I sit silently on the grass embankment high above the local town. Jeez. Fucking...
We're almost done! Almost!
The breeze gently blowing through the cloudless sky.
I should have been saw this whole time.
We may be just a few minutes' walk from town on a hill just outside its limits, but the view is entirely unexpected. Lily sits beside me, her eyes closed as a gentle breeze flows through her hair.
This is a nice area.
Yeah, I never knew a place like this was anywhere near Yamaku.
And I had to be the one to find it, of course.
Well, Lily can't. She's blind, jackass.
Shut up.
Akira's grin is genuine, but her tone is slightly different from her usual carefree nature.
It's good that you're out of the hospital, though, Hisao.
Nobody's more glad than I am. I can't stand hospitals.
Same! So, you two going back to school tomorrow?
Yep. Akira chuckles in amusement before looking back to the town below, the trees between the buildings swaying in the wind. Pity we couldn't go up north for the summer holidays or get to Tanabata.
I wouldn't worry. There's always next time.
And always more alcohol. And protection.
I know. Oh, fuck, I forgot the present. Never mind, I was gonna make you give a joke. You'll be graduating before the next summer vacation, won't you?
Yeah, there'll still be college after that, mind.
Going to the same one? Likely. We both have high enough scores to meet the entry requirements.
College, snoo.
It is rare, but it is possible to actually have a roommate with a girl, especially if you're together with that person.
You sound so sure.
Don't worry. You're better than I in most subjects.
I guess we'll work it out in due time.
That's the way. Just enjoy yourselves in Yamaku while you're there.
Look at them, they're so happy. Lily gives a sad sigh at the distinction made between Akira and the two of us.
Do you really need to go back to Scotland? Yeah, the folks are already out for my blood as it is.
They must summon Satan. You weren't meant to stay this long? She gives her a trademark wide grin.
Setting my boyfriend up with a passport took some time.
You're taking him with you?
I thought you broke up.
Exactly.
Just for a while at first. He's a surprisingly worldly guy, so I think he'll do just fine. Is she dating someone else now? You whore!
Akira gives an amused snort.
If our father had his way, that'd have gone a long while ago. I just couldn't pass up an excuse to stay with my favorite little sister a little while longer, though.
She leans right and gives Lily a tight, playful hug, cheering her up considerably.
It's nice to be with you one last time, though.
Now, champagne!
Let's get fucked!
You mean drunked? Drunked.
Fucked!
Same difference.
Gotta get so fucked!
For what it's worth, I'm in the same boat.
Thanks, you two. I'll try to come back sometime. Don't worry.
And I'll bring alcohol.
Oh,
Bring some fucking Russian Tsar cellar worth of wine.
I think you mean vodka. They don't have
That too.
wine. It's a shame that the business keeps you so busy. The place won't run itself, I'm afraid. And I think it's going to be just the same over there. Considering that, I'd better be going.
Have fun over there, Akira.
Will do. Use protection, you little shit.
You know, I think if I learn to montage things, I need a montage of like all my fuck ups in Lily's route. Like the amount of times I've messed up words.
Let's do it.
With a slight grunt, she lifts herself with her hands and stands up, dusting herself off as she does so.
Well, I'd better be off. The plane will wait for me after all.
Just launches. Well, there it goes.
Well, looks like I'm staying.
Well, Daddy's gonna be pissed.
Hey, Dad. I would be on my way, but, you know, she, like, lifts up the phone, like, he hears the freaking plane, you just hear him yelling. Just give him a second.
You fucking goddamn useless piece of garbage.
Love you too, Dad. Bye.
She has a certain unusual wistfulness in the tone of her voice, her eyes firmly planted on her sister.
I'll be okay, Akira. Yeah, I know. Come now. It isn't that bad. You'll be seeing us again soon.
I really gotta learn to montage, like memorable moments in Lily's route, and then Donovan's fuck-ups in Lily's route, and then Remy's fuck-ups in Lily's
Which have been few. Much fewer than yours.
Yes, I know, but you gotta, like, some of the memorable moments is, Blind Date.
Yes.
That is one of the most.
I don't know if that's a fuck-up, though. Anyways, let's finish this.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, we're over an hour in, I bet. I think. Has to be.
This video.
Yes, it is.
It's strange to have Lily reassuring, doubting Akira for once. She really has changed.
Goodbye, Akira.
Bye. For a second, the dark-clad figure looks down at both of us, smiling wildly. Perhaps more wildly than ever to your doing son. Okay. She lets out a long, slightly wavering breath to steady herself before leaving, but eventually slips her hand in her pocket and turns on her heel. And with that, she walks away, one hand held in the air as she goes.
See you later, you two.
A jazz tune with no beat, melody, or direction to the very end. After a few moments of sitting silently, Lily and I pick ourselves and dust ourselves off again. Turning towards her with a broad smile, I hold out my hand. Shall we be off, then? She takes my hand in hers with a gentle nod and a smile as beautiful and warm as ever.
Indeed we shall, he said.
As we set off towards the school, that wonderful smile engraves itself onto my memory. That wonderful smile that we both share. Our paths may be scattered and at times overshadowed by sadness, but they're also an irrevocable part of our lives and personalities. Even if I could change a single thing, I wouldn't, because my past was what led me here. That's why, even with all that's happened to us before, and all that may well befall us together, we'll keep walking forwards. Forwards, towards the future. Our future.
We did it!
And that is Lily's route, guys.
Oh! Freedom for a month or so.
Well, yep, and then we start again.
Oh, fuck me.
Well, we won't. Well, depending on whose route we'll go on, we won't exactly start from Act 1.
Oh, touche.
Well,
wow.
And that scene was appropriately called Forward with Gusto.
Isn't it Gusto?
I don't fucking care.
And like the whole time I was like hearing the song Real Folk Blues by the Seatbelts. I'll have you listen to it.
No.
It's a good song.
Oh, goddamn it, right. Well,
so yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this finale. This long-ass finale.
the season finale.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z!
Katawa Shoujo.
Katawa Ball Z?
I don't fucking know.
Z?
Disability Ball Z?
Yes.
I mean, just do the outro.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, Lily's route was fun. Memorable moments, blind dates, my fuck-ups, Remy's fuck-ups,
Everything.
Misha.
Again, everything.
It's a really memorable game to me. It's
fun.
Yeah.
It's not even a game, it's a book telling multiple stories.
A very beautiful book.
Yes.
Hugs.
But anyways, yes, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And comment down below who you want us to do next.
Yes. There is Rin, Shizune, Hanako, and Emmy.
Yes. Don't do Ren. But yeah. we'll see you guys in whatever comes next.
Yep. Later, guys.
We love you.
No homo. Yep, that's Lilly in it.
Snoo!
The fuck?
I don't know, I'm tired. See you guys later.